Dragon Ball Gekishin Squadra has been out for about a full day at this point, and you've probably unlocked the Divine Combo card list. In case you didn't know, you could click Standard Battle here and see the full Divine Combo card list outside of an actual game. I'm going to break these down for you guys, so hopefully they're a little easier to understand. Just like the 3 roles in Gekishin Squadra, damage, tank, and technical, the Divine Combo cards are broken up into those same 3 categories. The red cards will be for more damage, the green ones are for more tankiness and helping your team absorb more damage, and the blue cards will give you things such as faster movement speed, shorter cooldowns, more damage against bosses, so on and so forth. And while the Divine Combo cards do kind of reflect the 3 roles in the game, you're not locked into picking the same one as your role. There are certain cards that I would absolutely steer away from. Like, for example, if you're a damage character, do not take Guardian Angel. It'll be really bad for you. I promise it will not work out well. But you can mix and match however you see fit. And this allows you to really customize your gameplay and experience. So let's break down each card real quick. First, starting off with Lightning Swift. After you use your Vanishing Step, you will then deal additional energy damage to enemies attacked within 2 seconds of that Vanishing Step. The other first card for the damage cards is Super Snowball, which is one of my personal favorite cards. Every KO or assist you get on an enemy hero gives you an attack up stack. This will stack up to 4 times. You have to be careful not to die, however, because if you are KO'd, you will lose your stacks. Next up, for our second card tier for the attack cards, we have Giant Slayer. When you attack an enemy hero with 80% or more health, you will have your damage dealt to that target boosted in proportion to their maximum HP until the end of the fight. Next up, we have Prepare to Die, which when an attack hits an enemy hero that has 50% or less health, your damage against them will then be slightly boosted until the end of that little scrap, right? But the effect of this will be greatly boosted if your target survives for at least 2 seconds. So if they have 50% or less HP, and you're wailing on them, and they're just not dying, aka Zamasu, I'm looking at you, Zamasu, you will be dealing significantly more damage against these kinds of characters that will last a little bit longer in a fight. Now for the third cards in the attacker category, we've got Wicked Warrior. If you land 3 rush attacks in a row against an enemy hero, it will then boost your rush attack damage. This will end 4 seconds after you stop using your rush attack against that enemy hero. Your rush attack could be boosted for a very long time if you're still attacking the same person. And last but not least, we have Pursuer. If you land an attack on an enemy hero with 2 skills within 2 seconds, you will then deal additional energy damage to the target. It also boosts your speed for 7.5 seconds when heading towards that target. And this could be activated up to once every 7.5 seconds. So this is really good for not letting your enemies escape. Next up, let's talk about the tank cards, the green cards. First up, we've got Build Up. The activation condition is just every 2 KOs or assists that you get on an enemy NPC, not an enemy hero, on an enemy NPC. This will give you a defense up, and this will stack up to 10 times. You cannot lose these stacks like you can lose the ones from the snowball. The second card for the tanks is Too Easy, or if I had to do my best Raccoon impression, Too Easy! Was that good? When you take damage that brings your health to 50% or less, this will give you extra HP for 2 seconds, and this can be reactivated once every 30 seconds. The level 2 cards for the tanks, we've got Steel Skin. As soon as you take an attack from an enemy hero, it will reduce that damage a set amount per hit. So overall, good damage reduction card. Next up for the second card for the tanks, we've got the Solid Barrier. If you don't take damage from an enemy hero for 10 seconds, you will gain a barrier that greatly reduces the damage incoming from enemy heroes. The barrier is broken 2 seconds after an enemy hero damages it. The level 3 cards for the tanks, we have Guardian Angel, which is really good for some of the tanks. If a nearby ally takes damage from an enemy hero, except those that have Guardian Angel, if you have Guardian Angel yourself, you will take some of your allies' damage for them. The damage taken is reduced when more allies are nearby. This is a really good card for when you're pairing up with those squishy heroes like Oob. You'll help absorb some of those damages, especially in the late game, which might help them survive a lot longer. Last but not least, for the tank cards, we have Defense Step. After you use your Vanishing Step, it will reduce the damage from enemy heroes for 3 seconds. This effect is greatly boosted for super attacks, and the amount of damage reduced by the effect will decrease over time. So it's not a guaranteed, hey, I'm going to get away from you, but it will help you escape some fights. Next up for the blue cards, we have Strategic Escape. If your back is turned to a nearby enemy hero, it will boost your movement speed slightly. If you're trying to retreat to that God of Destruction tower, this card might help you a little bit. Speaking of God of Destruction towers, the next card is Gekishin High. When you land a Gekishin Burst, this will shorten the cooldown of the skill that you just used for that Gekishin Burst. This, combined with the Stardust Divine Draw, might actually be a really good combination. Next up, our level 2 cards. For the blue cards, we have Art of Decoy. If you get obstructed by an enemy hero, you will then gain a big boost to your movement speed, and it'll also reduce your Vanishing Step cooldown time for 4 seconds. This can be activated once every 10 seconds, so you can get some, a decent amount of Vanishing Steps in with that cooldown reduction. Next up, we have the blue card, Epic Hunter. When you deal damage to a boss NPC with 50% or less HP remaining, you will then have your damage boosted to that boss for 4 seconds. The effect is canceled, though, once the last boss who meets the activation conditions is KO'd. In one of my games yesterday, it lasted so long that we actually went through every single boss, which I feel like is very unusual for this game, but it does happen every now and then. And the objectives are definitely important, so don't sleep on them. For the level 3 cards, to the blue cards, we have Backstab. If you land a skill except for a super attack on an enemy hero within 3 seconds of them seeing you, it will then greatly shorten the cooldown time for that skill you just landed. And lastly, for the blue cards, we have Limit Breaking Jump. If your Vanishing Step is in cooldown, it will allow you to use Vanishing Step one more time before its cooldown time ends. So essentially, you get 2 Vanishing Steps per cooldown, which will really help you put some distance between you and the enemy team. And while I'm here, I might as well talk about the Divine Draws as well and give you guys my best takes on that. At the start of every match, the game will choose 2 Divine Draws. Make sure you're paying attention because these are all very important and highly impact each game. In case you missed them, they will be in the top right of the character select screen while you're choosing your character. For Season 0, there are 8 different Divine Draws in the game. First up, we have Cloud Cover. Cloud Cover makes it so that there are additional clouds, even more so than there are normally, on the field at once. This is going to allow you to hide yourself and maybe gain some good positioning against the enemy team if they are not suspecting you to be there. One of the best Divine Draws in the game is Super Start. Super Start allows you to obtain 1 super skill point at the start of battle, which gives you that skill level 3 attack right out of the gate. This is big for characters like Goku, Android 17, and so many others that have really good skill 1s. Honestly, I would invest this into your skill 1 for most characters because the amount of damage and the AoE upgrade that you get from having a skill level 3 attack is massive. Next up, we've got Enemy Bomb. Enemy heroes and enemy NPCs, both of them, will explode when they are KO'd, which will blow away nearby enemies and deal damage to them as well. Another really important Divine Draw is the EX Cell Juniors. You can obtain tons of experience when you KO an EX Cell Junior. You will see them on the map. Obviously, they're golden Cell Juniors, so they will stand out to you, but they're also on the map, and you'll see them have that little starry effect on the map. So definitely KO these when you can. I want to say they might give as much experience as a Supreme Kai, but I might be lying in that, so please don't directly quote me. I haven't tested this. Next up, we got Steamed Wall Buns. These are actually really good. A meat bun will appear when you destroy a wall. Pick up the meat bun to recover your health. These can be so clutch in sustaining your fight in the lanes. You have to be able to destroy some of the walls using your skills, or maybe even bait the enemies to destroy the walls for you and just reap the rewards. Get those meat buns and heal, heal, heal. It's really, really good. Next up, we have the Spirited Away Divine Draw, and I don't mean Spirited Away the movie, but Spirited Away featuring Lord Beerus would be very funny. For the Spirited Away Divine Draw, bushes will grow around the gods of destruction. This will allow you to hide under your own God of Destruction tower, and if the enemy thinks that they can just walk right in while Grand Zeno is there, they might have another thing coming when you're in that bush. So definitely good to use and good to know because the enemy team could jump you as well. So definitely be careful. Earlier I was mentioning I love using my Super Start on my skill 1. If you somehow get the super damage boost skill 1 and that super 3 start, you gotta pour it into skill 1. You have to. I don't think I've ever had this combination yet, but you definitely got to do it if it's possible. So obviously this one is very self-explanatory. You will have your damage dealt by your skill 1 boosted for the whole match. And last but not least, I mentioned this one earlier when I was talking about those divine combo cards, but the Sparkly Stardust is a brand new divine draw for Season 0. Stardust will appear when Grand Zeno attacks the Gods of Destruction. When you gather it, the Stardust will shorten your skill cooldowns. So if you use this in conjunction with that Gekishin High card, you might have very short, if not like any cooldown at all, while Gekishin bursting the tower. Let me know if these helped you out, and make sure you guys subscribe to the channel for more Dragon Ball Gekishin Squadra. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.